Well, Chris Popper, I'm joined by Dr. Marc Gousse here in the Superintendent's Office of AOS 91. And Dr. Gousse, last night you had your first in the series of community conversations at the Pemetic Elementary School in Southwest Harbor as you start the long-range planning process. Or
yes.
Yeah, I know that started, but seeking the community's input in the process. And tell us how it went, how many people were there. And
kind of felt like an expectant father walking in. Didn't know. A lot of people have done some great work getting ready for this, and so we really didn't know what we would see for attendance and turnout, and so we were nervous about that for two reasons. It's a busy time for folks,
yeah.
But I was thrilled. We had, I'd say, approximately 50 people there, which was an amazing turnout, and it was a really good night with a lot of great feedback. We had a diverse population of staff, parents, residents, and the nice thing is having elected officials and having on both sides of the aisle, school and town, and having people who don't have children in the schools, which was great. Exactly what we had hoped for.
We promoted and we said, listen, if you're a stakeholder, if you're a parent, a student, a business owner, a resident, anybody that basically lives on the island,
sure,
you're a stakeholder in it.
Oh, absolutely. Even if people, I mean, obviously the greatest interest is for somebody who has a child in the schools, but everybody, whether you're a senior citizen, summer resident, we all are stakeholders in our schools, and they're
right.
part of our community. So that's the base we were going for, and we captured it. And I hope the continued conversations we have, we see the same type of turnout.
How long did it last? I mean, it started at 5:30. You had childcare and you had refreshments.
Yeah, we were light refreshments.
Right.
Yeah,
it wasn't a full course dinner. Or anything.
No, we're no, not at all. We were done by 7. I think our goal was an hour and a half, and I think we met that goal. But there was, some folks that stuck around to chit chat, which was great. But we felt it was really important to stay to our timeline and be really conscious of people's time.
So the next one is when?
The next one is coming up on Monday, the 15th, in Northeast Harbor.
Okay.
That one is actually going to shift to the neighborhood house.
Okay.
So, again, what I like about the community conversations is we're trying to be really broad-minded and not hold them all at schools. And
right.
So that's where this one will be.
What were some of the questions that were asked of you last night?
So we have 4 basic questions we're asking the community to discuss. And outside of the data walk, when they come in and they see some information presented, which is on our website, all the information, we ask folks, what's your vision for the schools? What do you perceive as strengths in our schools? What do you perceive as challenges in our schools? Just general thoughts in terms of what they'd like to see continue, what the concerns might be, recommendations for efficiency and how we can better serve kids in schools.
It's odd that people go out and actually ask these questions. I mean, it's probably people are shocked when you ask these questions.
Well, I think it's refreshing that people want to engage in them, because I would submit that I feel really fortunate to be here. We have great kids, great schools, but we can be better.
Right.
We can always look within and be better. And I think this is an opportunity to hear the community and see how we can be better. At the same time, and recognize and respect things that people may not want to change. It's been suggested, Chris, that there might be, so what's your goal? What's your end game? Our goal and our end game is to listen and then respond. And in order to respond, we need to make sure that the community voice is heard, that we hear from the staff. And so after we have these series of meetings, I'll prepare a report for the community and board with some recommendations.
Okay. Anything that surprised you from last night?
I want to be careful with that because this is just one community in a series, but surprised, No, not really. I mean, some of the themes that I've been hearing as we prepared for this emerged. Again, I want to hold until we've had more of these before I report out on that, because I don't want to prejudice the process in any way. But no, I mean, I guess if there was a surprise, it was a pleasant one to say, thanks, people, for coming out.
Okay. All right, so again, the next one is Monday night, the 15th, in Northeast Harbor.
And all of the forum dates are published on the website. And again, I want to reiterate, you don't have to live.
We'll put them on there.
Yeah, you don't have to live in that community to attend that forum. You can go to anyone. We have a survey that people can do. Go to our website, mdirss.org. You can get all the information that's presented at the forums. You can take the survey. So, and I actually did a guest column today. It's in the Islander today about this process. So, you know, between you and other folks, we've had great support in getting the word out.
All right. You're wearing your Maine Maritime Academy shirt. I noticed yesterday the training ship, the state of Maine, went out. They went out on their 90-day tour. I know that there are some graduates here that are on that. But you've got a marine services program that's just starting up.
Yes, we're very, very excited and very proud of that. This is in response to voice that we've heard from people in the industry here on the island and beyond. Folks that work in the maritime industry, to include boat building and other services. And we recently had approval from our board, the AOS board, to be approved as a satellite program from HCTC. The fall, Steve Koblinski will be teaching a cohort on marine services technology, which will lead to, one hopes, you know, furthering people actually living here, working here, staying in the industry, and filling that niche. The advisory board we have includes the Maine Maritime Academy representatives, Coast Guard representatives, representatives from boat building and the industry. So we're really excited about that, and I hope that that type of programming leads to other similar types of curriculum program development.
It's kind of cool when you can get, you know, this the education here, and then also it be able to be used in real world. I mean, it's not just history, it's not just math, it's not just English, social studies. I mean, when you can do something like marine technology, I know that Monday night I'm coming back down here because there's a CNA pinning. Right. And I mean, my gosh, to be able to come out of high school and have your CNA, I mean...
actually have skills that you can use in the real world. What a novel concept, huh?
Well, I mean, you know...
schools preparing folks for real world experiences, whether it be post-secondary, life. Yeah, that's, I think, refreshing to know that those things are happening.
And I mean, I guess you as a superintendent, I mean, not everybody is cut out for college.
No.
And I mean, there are a lot of kids that go either into the...
Let me say,
I'll rephrase that. Everybody's cut out for college. Not everyone chooses to go to college.
So when I say this, sometimes as an educator, people take a step back and say, not every student needs to go to college. They need to be prepared to go should they choose, or if that's the right fit for them at the time. Bottom line is, everyone needs to be prepared to go and be prepared for life, and need to be prepared to be successful post-secondary. And one of the things I'm really proud of with our school system, K through 12, is how teachers and staff prepare kids, and how the community supports them.
I mean, there are kids here that go into the armed services.
Yes.
There are kids that, you know, now who may have be pinned and have passed the CNA boards, who will be able to go out and get good paying jobs. I mean, healthcare positions right now are at a premium.
Well, I mean, it just speaks to the fact that, look around here on the island and beyond, employers are having a hard time getting help.
Yes.
So beyond the Marine Services Technology Program, are there other areas that we can and should explore? Yes. Travel and tourism, alternative energy, you name it. There's a huge niche to fill. Talking to a number of contractors in the area, electricians to be specific, they're having a hard time finding people. So there are some great jobs out there and careers that we want to be a part of preparing. And I think one of the things that I hope that we can do is better partner with the business community, chamber, and area business leaders and community leaders to network to make sure kids are adequately prepared for that next step.
Okay. One of the things that's coming up is the senior exhibitions, which is an amazing thing that's done twice a year, and all seniors have to pass this to graduate from high school.
Right. It is a graduation expectation requirement, and the students do amazing work. And if there are community members out there that have participated in the past, we'd welcome them to continue. But if they haven't been a part of that, we would invite and seek people to be a part of that process. It's an amazing group.
I've been a part of it for the last couple of years, and Heather Dillon is the staff contact there.
Yes.
The part that has amazed me is, having sat through it a couple of years, that the kids are able to talk intelligently, without hesitation for 10 to 15 minutes, giving a multimedia presentation. And that puts them so far ahead of their peers in other schools. It's just amazing.
Well, you know, it does, Chris, and it taught you. You know, we talk about preparation for post-secondary opportunities. Never mind college, but career readiness and the world of work, and being able to communicate with people, being able to articulate a viewpoint, being able to present is in and of itself an important skill set. So by default, I think there are a number of areas beyond the research and the project specific piece that skill sets that are developed for students.
When I was 17 years old in high school, as a senior in high school, we had an art teacher, and he made us stand on one side of the gymnasium and learn how to project, so that way, without shouting, that they could hear us on the other side of the gymnasium. At the time, I thought that this is the most ridiculous thing that I have ever doing, and this is just absolutely incredible. Now, 40 years later, that probably is one of the most important lessons that I have ever learned, because this deep radio voice can project and go anywhere and in any crowd, and I can talk in front of people. Communication.
And yeah, you know, sometimes we don't know what we don't know, and there are sometimes things that we're asked to do or develop where we may think, well, how relevant is that? But down the road, it comes clear to us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot happening here.
Yes.
You and I were going to continue our conversations, and we'll put these out on video.
Yeah. I'd like to have with you know, down the road some guests to include some students and some staff conversations. There are amazing things happening in our schools, and we just appreciate the opportunity to be able to share that with you and others.
All right, if people want to get a hold of you, what's the best way to do that?
The old-fashioned way of telephone, 288-5049. You know, certainly email marc.gousse@mdirss.org, and you know, folks would like to sit down and just have a conversation in person, which is my favorite mode.
Yeah.
You know, contact the superintendent's office, and we can do that as well. And then certainly welcome folks coming out to these forums, and we'll continue those conversations, you know, down the road as well.
All right, super. Thanks for watching.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks for watching. Check out all the other videos we have on the WDEA YouTube channel. Senior exhibitions are coming up as we come near the end of the season, end of the school year. I've been privileged to sit in on twice a year they do the Senior X, and I've been asked to come in and sit on those.
Yeah.
Those are amazing things.
I was just going to say the word amazing comes. It really is. If you've never had the opportunity to come in and never mind be a part of a panel, but just be a part of the audience, it is unbelievable to see the depth that students can explore, how articulate they are. Beyond the presentation of the research that they do, just being able to show how they can communicate, it's great. So we're looking for community members that would like to be a part of panels or panelists. It's coming up here on May, I believe, the 26th.
It's that Friday, right?
Yes.
Before Memorial Day weekend.
And as you mentioned, we do two, the high school does two pieces. They do one in the fall, one in the spring. So this is the spring series. And the contact person, should somebody be interested, is they can call the high school. And
it's Heather Dillon.
It is Heather Dillon.
Yeah.
And she will fill the slots for what panelists or audience member may be needed.
The thing that I'm amazed at is regardless of what they're actually talking about, the skill that I find the most amazing from everybody who has I've sat in on is the fact that they can speak intelligently in front of strangers, in front of their peers, in front of their teachers, for 10 to 15 minutes. They can lead a multimedia presentation